This video is for all Thai learners who start reading and writing Thai but not sure of the correct tone of a syllable or word or writing the right tone mark respectively, like me. I try to find out a way how to recognize each rule while reading and writing. For instance, the word ba is low tone because of the tone mark my egg. The word wang is falling tone because of the tone mark my egg. Confused? In this video, you will learn to recognize a vivid design pattern of the basic tone rules with the specific exceptions. Of course, it's not complete, but with this basic knowledge, you'll get a solid foundation. So, without further ado, let's get started. The Thai alphabet consists 44 consonants, which are organized in 3 different classes: the low class, the middle class, and the high class. Each class follows its own tone rules. Let's start with the first class, the middle class with its consonants, and try to figure out its rules and rule exceptions. It's the class with straightforward rules and just one exception. The first word is ban. The initial consonant has my toe on top, so it is falling tone. Next word, ba. Bo blaกับ my egg will be spoken in low tone. Here is the word for the high tone, gig. It is maitri which determines the high tone. The last word with the tone mark is diao. Maijatawa is the sign for the rising tone. What we need now are some words without a tone mark for the mid-tone. At first, I can offer you gan, and then di, both spoken in mid-tone. If you listen carefully, you will find out that these words have a live ending. You can stretch the tone as long as you can breathe. This leads us to the one and only exception for these rules of middle-class consonants. A word with a dead ending, doesn't matter if there is a long or short vowel, will be spoken in low tone. Gap is low tone. Bag as well. That's all for the middle-class consonants, which is not too complicated for my opinion. The challenge is how to remember these 9 consonants. Well, every consonant in Thai language refers to a specific word. Go gai, gai for chicken. Jaw jan, jan for plate, and so on. You already know that. Let's create a picture story by using pictures of these consonants. Here we have a chicken and a plate. Delicious. The chicken is for the lady with a crown. Her husband hunted it for her with a spear. Their child is playing with a turtle. There is a banana leaf with a fish on it, which jumped out of the basin. Create your own story and make it as funny, weird, or surrealistic as possible. Whenever you see one of these 9 consonants, you will instantly remember either the story I told you or your own story with these letters and the tone rule scheme of the middle-class consonants. Let's talk about the second class, the high class and its tone rules. Starting with the first word, we have a falling tone. Pa, indicated with my toe. Another word with my toe and therefore falling tone is kam. Now it is time for the low tone. The tone mark is my egg, kai. Pong is also my egg and is low tone. You might have already noticed that some columns of the tone sheet are in gray. That means there is no low tone and no high tone with a high class initial consonant. Ausgeschlossen. The tone mark for the rising tone, my jatawa, appears in gray too. This is our first exception of the high class consonant tone rules. A syllable without any tone mark and a live ending has a rising tone. Chan and pom are one of the first words that we all learned when we began studying Thai. Tam is also rising tone, and all these words have a live ending. A syllable with no tone mark and a dead ending has a low tone. Pit. Suit must be spoken in low tone. Now it's your turn to create your own picture story for these high-class consonants. You will find a lot of pictures of the related words on the web. Again, the story doesn't need to make any sense. It's just your individual tool to remember. Here are my examples. Be creative. So far, we already learned the tone rules of two consonant classes, which was quite easy to understand. We know two stories which represents these consonants. Whenever we see a consonant that doesn't match with one of these stories, we know that it must be a low-class consonant. So we don't need to create a third story. Very easy. The tone rules of the low-class consonants are a bit more complicated. That's why we talk about this class at the end. At first, we take words without a tone mark. Con, mi. They are both midtone. You already might guess an exception when you detect the ending of these both examples. You are right, the experience from the middle class will help you now. But more about that later. Before, we will talk about my egg, the first tone mark. The example word is wang. Wang. Yes, you heard right. It is falling tone. The tone mark my egg above a low-class consonant represents a falling tone. The tone is shifting one column to the right, from low tone to falling tone. That means there is no low tone with a low-class initial consonant. Ausgeschlossen. Wang. Everybody knows the illuminated taxi sign when it's available. Muang. Another example. It follows the same tone rule. What about my toe now? Its column is already taken by my egg. The only chance to find a place is to kick off my tree and take place at the high tone. Lang, wrong, the rising tone column with the tone mark Maijatawa is in gray. That means there is no rising tone with a low-class initial consonant. Ausgeschlossen. Now we go back to the midtone and realize the live ending of the example words. But what about the words or syllables with a dead ending? In that case, we have to distinguish whether there is a long or a short vowel. Here are some examples to make that point clear. Me. Long vowel, dead ending will be falling tone. Put. The same. Long vowel, dead ending, falling tone. Back. Short vowel, dead ending will be high tone. Rak. The same. Short vowel, dead ending, high tone. That would be all for the low-class consonant group. If there wouldn't be a problem, or better, two problems. Our first problem is that there is no rising tone with low-class initial consonants. Do you know the Thai word for sweet, sweet taste? Right, it's Wan. Hey, it's rising tone. How is it possible? Wa, no. If we apply these tone rules, it must be midtone. Wan. We need some help. And we'll find it in the high class. Do you remember these tone rules? Words without a tone mark and a live ending are rising tone. Our friend is haw heap. Haw heap is silent, it won't be spoken. It takes wa wan by the hand and makes it a high-class consonant. So it can follow the high-class tone rules. Thank you, haw heap, for helping. Another problem is that there is no low tone with low-class initial consonants. The Thai word for want, I want to go, is yak, low tone. There is no low tone. If we apply these tone rules, it must be falling tone. Yak, which means difficult, not easy. Help, help, please. This time we find the help by the middle class. Our friend here is aw-ang. Aw-ang is silent, it won't be spoken. It takes yaw-yak and makes it a middle class consonant. So it can follow these rules. Yak, low tone. Thanks for helping, so kind. You will find these two examples under the topic of the consonant cluster, which is another topic and doesn't really belong here. But I think it is necessary in order to understand the basic tone rules. Now we can determine most of the syllables in order to pick the right tone, and we enjoy that. We don't need to learn the tone of each syllable because we understand the rule behind it. The tone rules and the consonant classes are no longer a secret for us. I hope this video was helpful for you. Enjoy learning Thai. Sawadee Krap.